Hello, sports fans. It is Monday, February the 8th, the year 2016, and congratulations to the Denver Broncos, their organization, and their great fans as they win Super Bowl 50, 24-10 over the Carolina Panthers. And once again, it's about the Denver defense. The Denver defense was awesome again yesterday. They were amazing all year. I sat here for months, every Monday, talking about the Denver defense, going all the way back to week 1 when they beat Baltimore, when Denver didn't even have an offensive touchdown. Denver won 11 games during the regular season by 7 points or less. That's an NFL record. And most of the games, the defense pulled out. The defense was amazing this year. One of the best defenses we've seen in a long time. And it was the same story yesterday. Von Miller around the outside. Von Miller around the outside. Ware around the outside. The secondary, awesome. Creating turnovers, scoring a defensive touchdown. They smothered Carolina all day. What a great job by the Denver defense. And they had to be good because the Denver offense didn't do much. Carolina outgained Denver in this game 315 to 194. Do you realize how good the Denver defense had to be? I mean, they won by 14 points, and the Denver offense only had 194 yards total offense. Most of that was on the first drive. I don't think Denver converted a third down after the first drive. That's how good the Denver defense had to be in this game, and they were. They were flat out awesome. They had a lot of speed. Unbelievable job by the Broncos. Carolina played a dreadful game yesterday. Carolina lost one game this year, and they saved their worst performance for Super Bowl Sunday. They were absolutely dreadful. Carolina, 4 turnovers, gave up 7 sacks, took a million penalties, especially in the second half. How many penalties did Carolina have? False start, penalty on the punt return, personal foul, penalty on every play it seemed for Carolina. How about Carolina with all the drop passes? Finally, when they would get a chance, they dropped the ball. Kotchery, who's been a consummate pro his whole career with the Jets, the Steelers, he had 3 huge drops. Dropped one near the goal line, that could have been a touchdown. Dropped another one that would have been a first down. Then drops the one early in the first quarter where he's juggling the ball. He should have caught that on the first try. I actually thought he did catch it. The refs didn't give it to him, but he should have caught that on the first try. That was huge because that set up the Von Miller sack strip, which led to the touchdown. So that was a huge drop. Second half, Ginn has the huge drop that ends up being picked off. So Carolina, a bunch of drop passes on top of everything else. Then they miss a field goal. I know Talib was offsides in that play. You still got to make the field goal. What about the debauchery on the punt return? Where about 3 Carolina guys are around the Denver punt returner and no one bothers to tackle him. I don't know if they thought he signaled for a fair catch or what, but they let him just waltz down the sidelines. That set up another Denver field goal. So Carolina mistakes all over the field. I mean, they did nothing right on offense. Listen, the defense played hard. The defense played well, but their offense did nothing. They had that one good drive that made it 10-7, but after that, they could never put anything together consistently. It was always a turnover or a drop or a penalty or a missed field goal. It was always some debauchery with Carolina. Now, listen, Denver's defense had a lot to do with that, but Carolina played a miserable game. Cam Newton at 16-10 with about 4 minutes to go, gets the ball knocked out of his hands. The ball is loose on the ground. Cam Newton looks like he has a chance to dive on that ball. What does he do? He literally jumps back and stays out of the way, and Denver recovers and basically puts the game away there. Cam Newton, that's a terrible job by you. You have to dive on that ball. That was the game there. I mean, you fall on that ball, you punt, maybe you get the ball back, you're down 6 with a chance to win. You lost the ball there. Denver was going to score and go up 2 scores, and the game was over. Cam Newton, you got to sell out and dive for that ball. I mean, this is not a regular season game that's 45-0. This is 16-10 in the Super Bowl with about 4 minutes to go. The ball is right there in front of you. Now, I don't know if he would have got it. You have to sell out and dive for that ball. I mean, the first thing that I thought of was, remember John Elway in the Super Bowl when he dove for that first down and he got knocked around in the air, but he got the first down? John Elway sold out to get that Super Bowl win. Cam Newton, what was he doing? This is the MVP of the league. This is a guy that's built like a linebacker, and he literally backed away from that. That's a terrible job by Cam Newton. And I don't want to put this all on him. because he was under siege the whole game. He got no help from his receivers. Carolina took a million penalties. This wasn't all about him, but that play, Cam Newton has to dive on that ball because that basically sealed Carolina's fate when Denver recovered that ball. So that was a bad job by Cam Newton. Also a bad job by Cam Newton in the press conference. Cam Newton basically was given one-word answers and basically walked out of the press conference. You cannot do that. You're the MVP of the league. You just got the MVP award the night before. You cannot do that when you lose a game. You were up there all year. You had no problem talking to the media when you were winning. It makes you look like a sore loser. Now, listen, I know it's hard to lose the Super Bowl, but you have to be professional there. You really do. You cannot walk out of the press conference. I mean, that's a terrible job by Cam Newton. You're the MVP. You're the face of the league. You didn't do that all year. You can't do it now in the Super Bowl. It makes you look bad. So two bad things for Cam Newton. The bad press conference and not diving for that ball. And listen, Cam Newton didn't have a great game. He threw a lot of balls high. I mean, he didn't look great. He didn't run the ball great, especially in the second half. But listen, I don't want to put it all on him. Carolina collectively as an offense played bad. Their offensive line, which I thought would be a lot better than the Patriots. The Patriots got carved up by Denver. I thought the Carolina offensive line would play better. They didn't. Denver manhandled them all day. So Denver's defense was just awesome, but Carolina also played a terrible game. And aesthetically, this was not an aesthetic pleasing game. This was a rough game to watch. I had a feeling it was going to break down into this type of game. This was a rough Super Bowl to watch if you're just a neutral fan. I mean, it was rough to watch. It was choppy. I felt like it was 13-7 for like 3 hours when nothing was going on. Punt, 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 penalty, penalty, punt, penalty. Very, very tough Super Bowl to watch. Not one of the greatest Super Bowls ever if you're a neutral fan. I had a feeling it could get to that with these very good defenses. The play was very choppy, very spotty. But congratulations to the Denver Broncos. They deserve all the credit. It all fell right for Denver at the end of the year, too. Getting home field, New England blowing home field at the end, losing to Miami. How about Denver? Even with Osweiler at quarterback, the big wins they had, coming back against New England in the regular season down 14 points, coming back against the Bengals when they're down 14 points. They lose any of those games, they don't have home field, and maybe they lose. Maybe they go to New England and lose. Maybe it's a different type of game in New England. Everything fell Denver's way, and then the Denver defense was just awesome in the playoffs against Pittsburgh, against New England, and here against Carolina. Their defense was awesome. Defense was awesome all year. It's amazing how good the defense had to be because their offense did very little this year. Remember, Manning missed some time. They didn't have a great running game. They would do just enough running the ball. Thomas was invisible for a lot of this year. Sanders did some things, but this was not a big-time Denver offensive team. A lot of it fell on the defense, and they responded time and time again throughout the entire season, and including the playoffs and including yesterday. What a tremendous job by the Denver Broncos. I was so impressed by them. And by the way, I was one of the few people that picked Denver with the points and the under, and I won both. Now, I thought Carolina would win a very close, low-scoring game, but I was one of the few people that picked Denver with the points and the under. Every person I talked to, all the experts I heard, thought Carolina was going to roll, and they thought this game was going over. They thought Carolina was going to score in the 30s in this game. I did not see that happening at all. Against this Denver defense, you could see Carolina really missed Benjamin in this game. Their receivers were having a hard time getting open. So I was one of the few people that had Denver in the points and the under in this game. A lot of people took Carolina to win in a blowout, and they took the over. I got messages all week saying, oh, Carolina should be favored by 14 points. Carolina's going to blow out Denver. I mean, I did not feel that way. Denver's defense was awesome all year. They make stops. They made stops all year. When you make stops, you give your team a chance to win, and that's what Denver did here. What a great job by the Denver Broncos. Amazing, amazing job by them. As far as the halftime, listen, I don't get into the halftime show, and I didn't love the halftime show. First of all, it's Coldplay, it's Bruno Mars, and it's Beyonce. To me, it should be one of them. It shouldn't be all three. It's kind of mixed. Mixed jambalaya there. I just didn't get it. I mean, Coldplay does a song, then here comes Bruno Mars, and here comes Beyonce. I thought Rihanna was supposed to be part of this, but I never saw her. So I didn't get into the halftime show. I know a lot of people loved it. I don't like the 3 acts wrapped into one. I think it should have been just Coldplay or just Beyonce or just Bruno Mars. I don't like them all together there. Commercials again. I've been saying this for years. The commercials, no creativity with the commercials. None of them funny. I mean, how many commercials will you really say, oh, that's a really great commercial last night. It's a really funny commercial. I got to see that commercial again. I didn't see any creativity. I haven't seen it in years with the commercials. So the commercials have lost their luster. I can do without the halftime show. The game itself was very choppy. If you're a neutral fan, this was a tough game to watch. It sat at 13-7 for it seemed like 2-3 hours when nothing happened. Punt, 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 penalty, punt. Very choppy, sloppy game. Penalties, turnovers, drop passes. No flow to this game at all, and that's Denver's game. That is Denver's game to a T. They did it against New England. They got a lead against New England, never trailed. They did the same thing here. That's Denver's game. Get the lead and let your defense dictate the game. Denver never fell behind. They were never down by 10 points. This offense isn't built to come from behind. They played their type of game. What a job by the Denver Broncos. And no one gave them a chance to win this game outright. So a tremendous job by them. The defense was flat out awesome. Von Miller was awesome all year. Ware was very good. The secondary, the best in the league. What a great job. Again, Peyton Manning should retire on top. Great job by Elway. Great job by Kubiak. Great job by Phillips. Just a tremendous job by the Broncos. It was their day yesterday. They deserved it. And Carolina, I mean, listen, I think Carolina's going to be back. Cam Newton is young. He's going to learn from it, but they played a dreadful game yesterday. And I thought Denver being the underdog really helped them yesterday. For 2 weeks, they heard they had no chance. And Carolina, all they heard was this is a blowout. They're going to win. They blew out Seattle. They blew out Arizona. I thought Denver being an underdog was a big advantage to them in this game. So great job by the Denver Broncos. They definitely deserved it. They played awesome defense all year. Just you go look at Denver's schedule. Go back and look at their schedule and look how many times their defense won a game for them. It was just unbelievable. It happened every week. I sat here every Monday and said Denver was on the ropes, but their defense made a play and won the game. Defense made a stop and won the game. Defense ran back an interception or a fumble, won the game. Time and time again. And if they lose any one of those games, it could have been a whole different year because they wouldn't have got home field. And maybe they go to New England and lose. Unbelievable job by Denver. Gritty, gutty, awesome defense. In a day and age that's all offense, the Denver defense is what got it done this year. Awesome job by the Broncos. Congratulations again to the Denver Broncos, their organization, and their great fans. They definitely deserve it. By the way, we're going to miss football now. 7 months till football. How fast does the football season go by? I can't believe it's gone. Now we're in February, a complete dead month in the sports world. We're coming up to the NBA All-Star break. NHL's still got a ways to go for the playoffs. College basketball, we still got a little bit of time before March Madness. I know the new polls come out this week. Villanova will probably go to #1, but this is a very slow time in the sports world. This is when you go through football withdrawal in the worst way. We've had nonstop football since September, and now it's gone for 7 months. I mean, that's why we love football so much. Less is more. Every game we cherish, and we look forward to football now for 7 months. By August, we're going to be dying for some football. So what a great ending to the football season for the Denver Broncos. Congratulations again to them and their fans. They absolutely deserved it. Their defense was awesome. Von Miller, unbelievable. Secondary, awesome. Ware, awesome. Great job by the Denver Broncos. Congratulations to them. I will be back with you guys very, very soon. I guess we're going to get into the college basketball. I'm going to get ready for March Madness. You want something different to watch tonight? Watch the UConn women's basketball team play South Carolina. Both teams undefeated. You might get into that. It should be a very, very good game. Wall-to-wall college basketball for a while. Of course, we'll do some NHL and NBA as well, but it's going to be a slow time in the sports world. Get ready for football withdrawal this month. Again, congratulations to the Denver Broncos and their fans. You guys deserve it. The 2015-16 NFL champions. And by the way, I was 13 games over 500 for the NFL for the whole year against the spread. I was 11 games over for college, so I had a slightly better record in the NFL. And I was one of the few people that had Denver under, covering the spread and the under in this game. One of the few that had it. So I will talk to you guys very, very soon. You guys stay happy, healthy, and safe. Pick a lot of winners if you're betting, basketball or hockey. Stay happy, healthy, and safe. I'll be back with you guys very, very soon. Take care.